See if this thing is working. Alright. I'm gonna link the stream in a few places and then we can get started. One sec. Alright. We can get this started, and then let's see where this takes us. Alright, so I haven't done one of these in a while. Definitely, this was definitely not on anyone's bingo card. Me streaming mod stuff in 2025, but here we are. It's good to be back. This tournament that's ongoing, UUCL, which will be the focus of today's stream and maybe other streams, is currently in week 3. So what we're going to do is recap week 2, and then we can go through some predictions for week 3. I smell, bro. Damn. I got nothing, bro. I'll let you go just this once. You can get away with that one. But yeah, we can go over week 2. I'll go over standings as well after week 2. And yeah, we can go from there. So what I'll do is I'll just go through the thread and we could just skim over games as they come up. And I won't take too long on each game, but we'll just skim it just so we go into predictions with a more fresh mindset, so to speak. You're on my team. Who are you, man? I need to know who you are. Because your username on my team is not whitewash, man. Reveal yourself. Alright, so game 1. We got Liam versus Passion. Kind of similar looking teams. Bat, Pert, Emp with a grass. Different steel. Different fairy. Same sort of build. Oh, Wisp Guard. Okay, that's cool. Maybe put this on fast. Maybe hyper fast even. We'll be able to follow along. Ooh, Spec Sylveon does a lot. Earthquake does a lot back. Pert trade. Oh, Cam, my guy. That was your old name on PS? Gotcha. Must have been before my time. I was late to PS. Helmet bat trades. It's kind of ugly. Oh, it's Super Fang too, so yeah, Doublade has the advantage there. Oh, it's Scarf Wisp. Cool. Good catch. Yeah, this Doublade probably does it here, right? Yeah. Tough game. Yeah. After Pert was low, Doublade kind of has a field day here. Especially because it's Super Fang Bat. At least with Taunt, you can kind of halt it, force it to take Helmet, etc. But yeah, kind of tough after Pert took that chip. Unfortunate. I think Liam's too. Oh, yeah, Liam's been looking good so far. I watched his week 1 game. It's pretty clean. Dude, no offense, but I know nothing about RBY. So I'm just gonna look at the records, or I'll trust like people who've done predictions for RBY. But because I don't know anything about RBY, like, or much about RBY rather. I'd prefer not to cover it because I don't want to sound ignorant or whatever else. Oh, this game, Man of Many's on my team. The missing no names against the best ORSU player in pack. He switches out of the Frost Blast, fearing Rock Blast. Do some trading here. Cobalion goes down. Oh, Destiny Bone trade on the Hera, okay. Crunches it for a lot and then forces it to switch out, which means it's slower than Bat for the rest of the game. More likely Hydreigon and Rotom as well, because they usually run Adamant, right? So pretty huge roar there. I think this was a mistake. I remember from when we were watching the game live, where you just go for the Quiver Dance out and bank on sleep turns from that Empoleon, because it's Psychic Life Orb Venomoth. And granted, even if it was Scarf Hydreigon, there is a roll that allows you to live Fire Blast at whatever HP it was at. So at least he gets to take down, 2 instead of just 1 here. But yeah, Venomoth goes down. I think that seals the game because Pack plays it. Plays a pretty good end game here, keeping Sylveon low, and then Hydreigon just takes it out. Yeah. Oh, pretty well played by Pack. You always have to be precise around HO, especially in ORS. So, respectable win. Got Mimi Lucha versus Umbri. Oh, Umbri's using HO. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of damage on the Hydreigon. Yeah, that Endeavor is huge. I kind of like Guts Conk on HO. It breaks the necessary things for the other sweepers to get into position. Oh, this is nasty play. Yeah, this game is probably over, right? Double Dance. And it's Citrus. Yeah, GG. There's not much. Yeah, wow. Not much you could do there. I don't even think Mimi had another out, did he? Yeah, that's just kind of thunderous food right there. Either way, well played to Umbri. Oh, Icy Penguin Lax. I skipped RBY. Do you want me to watch the series? I know nothing about RBY, man. I'm gonna sound so ignorant. Okay, fine. No, you just pulling my leg. Alright, you just messing with me. Alright, bet. You menace, bro. I am not watching RBY. I'm gonna sound so ignorant. It's just gonna be me complaining about RNG here, RNG there. Haha, funny game. Oh, that's a pretty big turn. First 2 turns. Takes out the Hydreigon. Okay, which is huge for the Volcanion. I mean, there's still a Lottie, but it can get pursued by CB Scizor. Let's see what happens here. The Volt comes in on Rocks or Gyro Ball. Okay, good pivot. Good pivot. Probably sends in Lottie. Yep. Let's see. This should not kill. I think they EV for this. Yeah. Oh wow, that was close. Big U-turn. This is a bulky Mew. Okay. It's the burn off on Steelix, which is good, I guess. DD here. Nice pivot to Volcanion on the Primarina. That special attack drop kind of sucks. He may have gotten one more. Oh, it's popping Mew. Cool. Fulch. Yeah, this is kind of dangerous now with rocks. This Volcanion's pretty much dead. When it's the easiest way to KO Mungus and Primarina. It can't even function as a Primarina check because it has to take rocks now. Yeah, that's tough. I guess Icy's trying to win with base ult, but you can't really. Yeah, Lax played it well. I think in a world, Icy probably could have found more mileage off of the Volcanion there, but sometimes that's just how it goes, man. I think Lax keeps the pressure up pretty well, so can't really fall icy. But yeah, there probably was a path with Volcanion. Fortunate. GSC, oh boy. I wish there was a faster option than Hyperfast, man. I wish, man. Lead Curse Grip. Oh, with Thunder, I like this set. It's like a pure Disruptor set. Pretty cool. Oh, wow. Have you ever seen a full GSC team revealed by turn 10? Because I haven't. The RBY guys have their own people. Yeah, I noticed like 2 people are like already put their predictions up, which is cool. Phil and Am. But yeah, shout outs to them. Makes it easy for me. I don't have to cover that shit. This interaction seems so icky to me in GSC, man. Just Blastoise, Quillfish, shenanigans. Oh, the Nidoqueen's low. Alright, gets back up here though, yeah. Stun Spores, the Hypno. Oh, it's Light Screen Hypno. So that Nidoqueen can kind of click against its checks. I kind of like that. Good combo. Because you can just sit in and trade against the Blastoises and any other checks to Nidoqueen. And just try to get the Thunder Paras, whatever, because with Light Screen up, you can go for those trades efficiently. Makes sense. SD Bell, I feel like I've never seen this one. Right, I rarely see it. Kitten Cell is a name of all time, yeah. How long is this game, brother? A Pikachu? Holy crap. Rogue Pikachu, oh my god. I've never seen this one. Maybe Dawnbuster used it once upon a time, but I've never seen anyone else use it. Wow. Major. T-Pull did 54. Holy crap. This Blastoise is pretty annoying. Outspeeds everything, yeah. Hypno's parried, so it has a way through Hypno. And then which Blossom sets up on, yeah, it's tough. I can see Eva walks away with this, yeah. Meh, GSC. If this doesn't sum up the a good part of GSC games, I don't know what does. Oh, my boy Slip. Slip's been farming in Black-White. Love to see it. This is a pretty basic 6. I think it's a edit of that old Coolio Dodman team. It has Zap over Togekiss, which I like because it helps against other Togekiss. Pretty good edit. Regardless of whether or not it was unintentional or intentional. You might have built this from scratch. I wouldn't be surprised. Slip is capable. I kind of like River's team. I like this flying spam with the toys. Pretty unique. The Registeel, which you never see. I think the Mew is going to be really annoying though. No lie. Oh, taunted the toys so that it stays burnt. Pretty cool. Oh, with helmet too. Okay, that actually gets the jump on Blastoise pretty well. I like that set. I haven't seen that too often. Taunt helmet. Usually people go for other moves, but I kind of like what that does against Blastoise. It stays proactive against it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That foul play did a bajillion. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, got Terracross alert. Whoops. Oh, it's Moxie. Nothing to worry about. Wait, why is there Moxie on this team? There's no spikes. Darn. I feel like that should have been a Gut Terra. Oh well. Yeah, his Toys is pretty low. No spikes though. But still getting rid of it is huge. Rapier pressures the team a lot more. Although it goes down to the Registeel. Is that Registeel running creep? Oh no, it's just naturally faster. Probably just no speed on the Rape, which is fair. Double Edge, wow. Huge kill. We're in the end game here. Flying Gem Hurricane, I love that. I wish more people would use gems in black white. They're very, very underrated somehow. Not enough people use gems in black white. To my confusion, I think gems are fantastic, and they make this tier even more fun. Some would say imbalanced, but to each their own. Yeah, Para Zapdos is huge there. I guess I like that. Registeel plus Tornado, so you can actually pressure the Zap. Smart combo. I like that. Oh, it's sub as well. Ooh. Very cool. No Focus Splash on this though. Maybe not. Maybe it's Grass Knot to lure Rhyperior. Just never got to show it. But yeah, games like this, games like these are where Umbreon can shine. Umbreon kind of just sits and trades versus everything. Doesn't really care. Brutal combo. Shout out Slip, man. That's my guy. We got Haysup versus who's his opponent? Who was his opponent? Charm. Did not recognize the username. Apologies. Lead Scyther versus Lantern. I like the lead Lantern. We don't see that much anymore. It used to be kind of common in old ADV. Not so much anymore. Cool Hitmonlee pick. Always like seeing that one. Toxic Exchange over there. Ooh, Iron Tail. Which is big because you see a lot of Soul Rocks in this meta. Probably paired with the Kang, yeah, the usual. So you can just spam normal attacks after you get rid of one of the big rocks. Oh, it's Quill. Quill plus Cradilly, damn. You know, on paper you would think that Cradilly's not that great, but look at that ADV recover PP, man. It's very annoying in some games. All it needs to do is just sit there. Yeah, Saf, I hope you versus Slip is a good game, man. Especially in Black White. That's as good as a matchup you'll get in Black White in 2025. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. A Giraffe? Oh my. Giraffe probably can't get anything done though, unfortunately, because of the Scyther. I do like the pick though. Yeah, this just seems inevitable, doesn't it? Oh, it's Agility. Yeah, I forgot they run that sometimes to bypass Scyther. Cool. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, the boom. Yeah, that's tough. A little bit of RNG too. Hate to see it. Yeah, but that's alright. That's ADV sometimes. Or Black White and prior gens crits just suck, man. What can you do? Oh, I love this game. This game was so fun to watch, man. So Adam's bringing a Mew set, which, to my knowledge, I have not seen this before this week. I'm pretty sure this is like a fresh invention, but it's a Nasty Plot with Phytinium Z Focus Blast, which does a lot of damage against the likes of Hydreigon. It KOs Scizor. Even the bulkiest of Scizors, I'm pretty sure it just clean Okos it. Also has Psychic Stab and Volt, I think, on this set, which is kind of cool because you can use it as a pivot as well. But yeah, you see here how it's just managing to chunk Zern's entire team from the get-go, with the benefit of a crit, unfortunately. But oh, HP Fire Toad, I like that a lot. I like that a ton, especially with Altaria and Terrakion. Very, very nice lure. Respect it. Unfortunately, Nidoqueen kind of picks one here. With the Hydreigon gone turn 1, because of that Phytinium Z turn, Earth Power is just kind of free, unfortunately. Even if it's Defensive Queen, it still hits pretty hard against this team, believe it or not. In tandem with that Ice Beam, right, for Amoonguss, so. tough cover for Zern after how that Hydreigon went. You can't really blame him, right? Because that Mew set's not hasn't been a thing. So what can you do? Like most people would go Bisharp or Hydreigon there, and they would get popped by the Fight Z. I mean, there's some sucker mind games there, but you know what I mean. It's just tough to avoid that turn one. So, credit to Adam, pretty cool set that he brought. I'm definitely a fan. I did not watch this game live, so this will be interesting to watch hopefully. Okay, Quagsire, cool. I like Quag in this meta. Cool man. Okay, we got Roselia Spikes against the Granbull lead. That's spamming normal type attacks. Okay. Nice Ice Beam Lantern, I like that. Keeps the Roselia respectable. Oh, that sucks. That stinks. Granted, it would have done a lot, but you would have forced the Kangaskhan out the next turn, and Body Slam was making good enough progress, right? So that does suck. Oh, he thieved the Roselia. Okay, or they thieved the Roselia. Unfortunate. For Milk. Fire Blast King. Oof. Oof's having a rough go of in the RNG department. Two major crits, unfortunately. When there's a Scyther, there's a way. Oh, it's in swarm range. Yeah, but there's nothing you can. You gotta go for the crit, and you probably die to recall anyway. Yeah, it's tough, man. I wonder if I mean, it's not like this is a safe end game, but what if you like sack the Sand Slash and then go for like you need 2 Aerial Ace crits? It's so tough, man. Leverage hazards? Yeah. I'm sure you could have kept the Blastoise low. Maybe played the early game a little differently. But it's tough. It's tough because I saw it right in front of my eyes, almost start getting forced out. Then Quag gets free momentum on it, and Quag kind of pressures his team decently. Thief Blastoise, yeah, exactly. So that it stays low. Yeah, definitely would have been a different end game because Scyther would have had a genuine window there. Tough. Yeah. Let me see how it started. Could you have gotten Omastar in earlier? Well, you had to switch out there because the Roselia was there. It's hard to say. I don't really fault you for going Granbull this turn. I can't. Like one could say you go Oma there, but I think Granbull's better, objectively. You wish you spiked the turn. That would have been crazy. You would have had the Discord, gassing you up like crazy. Would have been an insane play. Yeah, unfortunate. I kind of felt. I feel this about a lot of ADV games. It's like if you're early game pathing matters a lot in this meta. I've noticed with this Arcanine Lapras meta. So I definitely feel you. Your HP Grass on Omastar. Oh yeah, that would have gotten rid of the Quag. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah, I'm for it. Definitely could have been a different game. Had you managed to get Oma in early, but granted, the crits did suck. The crits did set you back objectively. So, I get it. I understand and I sympathize. You got Felly versus TJ. I remember TJ was complaining an awful lot in this game. That's all I remember about it, unfortunately. But here we are. I think there were some Magma Storm misses from the Heatran, if I'm not mistaken. Sounds about right. You made the play with Omastar because you thought he was... Yeah. I don't even blame you, man. Speed's weird in that tier. Especially in this new meta. Everybody's creeping everybody else. All the 220 to 240 mons are in a weird spot. And then, obviously, like, outpacing Omo is always a big deal. So yeah, the speed game gets weird sometimes. Hey, Magma Storm's the Tauren, so he's in a pretty commanding position. I think he missed one on the Exco, which ended up winning the game. I think that's what it was. Right, hits against the Ogre Pawn. Gets the burn on the Lottie. That's good. It's good. Wow, insane pivot on the Rock Pawn. Scary stuff. Yeah, missing the early Magma Storm against the Exco is tough. It might have just ended the game, honestly. Maybe Rock Pawn could have done things with proper prediction, but tough. This tier is so up. Shut the fuck up, man. Crying ADV. Oh, versus Butte. The GOAT. Is this some... Oh, I thought it was offense after seeing the lead clearly. I guess not. Oh, a crit? Sheesh, man. The crit and the para? Or was that a T-wave? Yeah, a T-wave. Dude, Focus Punch Kang really changes a lot of things in this tier. I think it's such a nice set to run. Focus Punch in general, I've been seeing it on a lot of mons in this meta. And I think it's good, especially with Lapras being such a cornerstone. Let's see. Damn, that Glagger made massive progress. Fortunately, it's burned now. Wait, Crying wins this? What? How? Missed the Toxic. Ends up on the lower end of the mirror over there. Oh, nice double there. Okay. SD. Oh, we lived. No para? Yep. Ah, I see what happened now. The late game Sandslash after the Tentacruel was downed and the Gligar was eliminated. Pretty good. Okay, maybe the burn mattered a little bit because maybe the Gligar would have been able to revenge this, but still has an Electrode in the back, other factors. Yeah, the crit on the Kangaskhan was huge too. Bit of luck there. I understand the apology. Lycan's my hero. Love watching this guy play. Wow, this Crocodile's getting a lot of early damage off. No rocks though, which is good. There we go. Bat versus Bat. Although it's not for long. This Heracross is getting beaten up by Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet's such an annoying item in ORS, man. I like seeing Obama though. Obama's a cool bring. Spec Sylveon plus Hail. Oh, plus the Self Hail. Or the Complementary Hail, rather. Good combo. Actually, really good combo. I kind of like that. Yeah, unfortunately, this Crobat kind of goes in. And it's Flash Cannon Hydreigon as well. Ooh, very clutch, very clutch. I get that on this team actually, because you have a bunch of soft checks to the fairies that really don't beat them on their own. Yeah, I like the Flash Cannon bring there. How did the Empoleon die? That's why I went back. Ah, Dark Pulse flinch. Oh, I took 2 Dark Pulses. Yeah, Crobat just looks amazing, especially after the Crocodiles though. Yeah, that's tough. Well played by Lycans though. I mean, he was, you know, definitely going for that. He knew his out was Crobat after the Empoleon was low. Wow. Shoutouts to Ian. Insane logo. I will not be watching RBY unfortunately because of, I mentioned that earlier. I just don't know enough. I don't want to sound ignorant. We got Kate versus Drip in SV though. Cool belly boat bring. We have a normal Thundurus, which you don't see every day. Belly Bolt is poisoned by Sludge Bomb, which is pretty good. Oh, the boots are knocked off. That sucks. Yeah, this Thunderous is on a timer now. Gets to do things for like 2 more turns, yeah. That Focus Blast miss sucks. Although I think Belly Bolt choose anyway. Would have ended up around the same, give or take like what, 20 to 30 health. Not that big of a deal. Flame Body on the low kicks, that's huge. It's always funny seeing those sorts of turns. The trick into double scarf. Oh, that Magma Song or Magma Storm miss sucks. Skeletors would have been low for sure. He still takes it up. Still takes it up. It's all right. Oh, the burnt low kicks actually make some decent progress. Wow. Oh wow. How close was that? What the hell? 16, 11, not even that close. That's Terra Fairy too? Darn. Maybe he was bulky each run? Somewhat bulky. And Drip just went for the crit endgame, which would have won. To be fair. I wonder though, why not go drill first? Ah, you don't have rocks, it doesn't matter. I mean, why not go drill first, get rocks up as the Heatran switches out, and then try to win from there. But then maybe the Tauren gets too healthy and then it eats a Moonblast. Who knows? I think that could have been a decent out if he went Exca instead of Gardevoir on. Oh, he couldn't have. Yeah, I'm just tripping. I'm just tripping. Ignore me. Yeah, nothing to be done. He had to go for the crit there. Close one. Mossy versus Jojen. I really enjoyed this game from Mossy. Cool team too. This Metagross did a lot. Unfortunate crit for Jojen. Let's see. Yeah, this Metagross is knocking everything, huh? Unfortunate Sludge Bomb poison. Sladdy's on a even more of a timer than usual. And the Thunderous gets to make progress because of it. Yeah, but that's why we run Sludge Bomb, right? I guess we go for those sorts of turns. Yeah, this Thunderous is going in, man. Especially after knocking various months. It's just hard to switch into. Yeah, and then he gets a Torch Song, Terra Fairy, Skeledirge up, and that is just tough, man. Good switch over there, preserving it. Yeah, I think Lassie just plays a safe endgame. Metagross and the Thundy made too much early game progress. That was kind of cool, can't lie. But unfortunately, it's all in vain. This was kind of scary, I won't lie. Like this Keldeo, reviewing SVU, bro, sometimes, okay? Like there's a lot of other games that I'm reviewing too, don't worry. I got this on Hyperfast for a reason, come on now. Yeah, this was kind of scary. I feel like he should have just double torched at the earliest opportunity. He kind of risked a bunch of crits here, but all good. Played his endgame properly. There was a Gastrodon in the back, so might have worked out. Mr. McLovin, Black-White versus Seraphs. Let's see. Oh, we get some Rhyperior trades here. Okay. McLovin gets rocks off. The HP Grass, or it could be water, but I'm pretty sure it's grass. HP Grass gets rid of the Rhyperior. Good lure. I feel like I've seen this team be used so much. Virizian's in. Stone Edge misses. Inconsequential because he went Shell. Crit T-Bolt sucks. Oh, we got Zap versus Zap. Leaf Blade kills. Oh, the Curse Lux is definitely going to go in after the Rhyperior is gone. Made some good progress against the toys. And it's still pretty healthy, 94. Virizion trades with the Quill, gets it low for the show. Pretty good, pretty good. High jump kick has an out. Although it probably eats. Oh, and it's protect. Yeah. That is tough. Oh, the crit sucks. Oh, that crit sucks. Without that crit, Seraph's... I mean, he still needed a bit because his Zapdos was parried. Oh, he ends up parrying it back. But yeah, that turn might have swung the game, for sure. It's a tough turn to get crit by a jump kick. Wow. Sorry for hacks, yeah. Yeah, that was a major turn. Alright, we're getting through it, we're getting through it. Lead missing. Muted. My fault. I was gonna say, lead Missy is really annoying with this Culver because you can just, you can just trade as much as you want early game. That's fine. Sleep Powder Venu, cool. Oh, we got a mid game Omastar? Always liked seeing that. Ambipom too. I like it. It's a hazard second warrior. Oh, the Feraligatr got the setup. Yeah, this Ambipom's gonna have to sack 2 mons before it can revenge it because it has to fake out twice and then switch back and switch in. Tough. That first Wisp miss kind of sucks. But oh, it might have mattered. It might have mattered because this Omastar could have been in a situation where it would have cut-stabbed the Blaziken. Tough. Yeah, pretty quick game with hazards and a bunch of trades. That's the fun of DPP though. We got Colin versus. Oh, this game was funny. Holy jump scare! What happened? I must have missed it. Oh, the sound, I bet? Yeah. It jump scared me too, bro. So, I heard Crushy brought a nasty plot Zarude. Let's see if the allegations are true or not. Oh, he's getting rinsed this early game. What happened? I missed it. Oh, that is tough. That is tough. That is tough. Wow. Yeah, this Thundy got some big damage off early game, and he preserves it. Conk comes in, finishes it off. Thundy comes back for more. Oh, Togekiss is getting some momentum. Forced out by the Thundurus though, which gets a free kill. Which Thunderbolt is so free to spam after that Mega Kick miss because you got rid of the ground. Zarude ideally does not want to come in on a Focus Blast, or sometimes they even run U-turn, right? Sludge Bomb, whatever. So Zarude doesn't really ever want to come in, which sucks. But tough turn 1. Very tough turn 1. Salazzle Bring is cool, although it's unfortunate that it's walled by Zygarde. Although it does outspeed it, so maybe it might be able to bypass it after a few turns. But yeah, that turn 1 set Crushy back immensely. Dark Pulse, you see that? It was nasty plot. That is funny as hell. I respect it. I would never bring it, but I respect it. That is diabolical, man. I mean, close game at the end. It was just immense on the windscreen. Interesting to see how that game would have gone if that turn 1 went differently, right? Definitely interesting. I like the Chople Diggersby too. Very interesting set, and I see the applications because you can stay in on Conkeldurr and deal big damage to it, or Cobalion in this matchup. So yeah, unfortunate for Crushy. He didn't get to show off his tech. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Deserve for special Zarude? Imagine. Oh, true. It doesn't kill Primarina. Oh, that is pretty sad, isn't it? Oh, I have to go back. Was his team? His team was okay against Primarina, I suppose. But yeah, without physical Zarude, it's hard to revenge it. I get it. I didn't even notice the Prim angle. That's kind of funny. We got Got more SV. Put this on hyper fast. Another jump scare. Why does that keep getting switched on? My bad. Anyway, we get a toxic chain pull on the Tornadus. Get rid of the balloon on Tinkaton, which means that Exca can pressure it. Oh, another belly bolt. Pretty cool. I like belly bolt plus Keldeo. Because if you manage to paralyze the Torn via static, and Keldeo's in a better spot, so I like that pairing. Good pairing. I feel like I've seen this team before. Isn't this similar to what Boof used in UUPL? Right? I could have sworn I saw them use it. Or at least something similar to this. It might just be a common structure. I might just be waffling. Oh, this is a... I love Terror Electric on this one. It always makes progress whenever I see it because you got Torn, you got Slowking. Pretty cool set. Oh, SD Zarud. Does 50 to the pheasant. Oh my. Not even a check. Oh, it gets +4 on the Scarm. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Wow. Look at SD Zarud. Claiming lives left and right. Oh, and it's back for more. Clean Oko on the Slowking. Wow. I've noticed that some low kicks, don't run Sucker anymore in favor of Taunt. I guess so it's that it can get the edge on Scarm. I don't know if it has any other applications. I might be ignorant of that, but yeah, losing Sucker sucks in situations like this one, doesn't it? Where you can't threaten the Keldeo. Yeah, well-deserved win. Very, very good progress made with this Zarud. Big fan of that for sure. You got more SV. Eternally versus Career Ending. Oh, we got an HO bringer. Okay. Gren can be good against HO, so let's see how this goes out. Swords Dance. Ah, that's tough. Oh, good catch there. Although KOing it with Draco leaves you open to being set up on, which is a problem. Hammered takes it out. Gren takes it out with Shuriken. Rev gets a shift gear, and that might be the end, right? Because you have to get lucky with Shuriken. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the low kicks was choice ban. Gotcha. So yeah, that end game was probably sealed then. Sucker doesn't even come into play. I probably should have noticed that from the damage. Maybe I'm skipping through these games too quickly. Apologies for that. But it's just to get a loose sense so that I'm more informed when the time for predictions comes. We got SS Taka versus Bliss. Got a Chansey offense versus I like the structure of this team. It's very unique. You don't see teams like this often. Crass, Suicune, Crobat, Thunderous. Very, very cool. Yeah, you got 4 floaters. You never see that. Well, four floaters in a tier where Zygarde clicks 1,000 arrows, but yeah, still pretty cool. Oh, the trick Suicune, so that Chansey walls it. Tough. Oh, that's the bad part about tricking, man. now this nasty plot Crobat goes in. Because the Thunderous is low, so it's in range of Sludge Bomb, right? Yeah, this is inevitable, isn't it? I mean, Sludge Bomb doesn't 2 a KO, but then you can poison and force it out, yeah. Oh, it's Hex. Oh. Never seen a Rev lose on HO? Yeah, that mon's pretty good, man. That mon is pretty damn good. How broken would you say SV is, or SVHO is, on a scale from like 1 to 10? All you like SV knowers, because you would know better than me. How broken is that shit? I don't see it like, I'm not gonna pretend like I've always seen it win, but I feel like I see it win a fair bit. I won't lie. Yeah, a nasty plot Crobat was a really nice bring. Yeah, shout out to Liz. Good one. Dugza versus Sabella. Another SS game. This avatar is hilarious, man. What the hell is that? That is a hilarious avatar. What? I've never seen that. Anyhow. More Chansey offense where it teleports into Conk against a pretty standard team with 4 floaters again. Cool. Let's see. Oh, it's Toxic Steel. I was wondering if it would be offensive, like random offensive set on this team. But it's Toxic Leech, which is good, honestly. Toxic stuff like Thunderous and Rotom-Mow for the Togekiss, so that it has an easier time. So I can get behind it. Not a bad set at all. I wonder what the Crobat is. Oh, it's Taunt. So it won't do much in this matchup, unfortunately. Diggersby gets a Body Slam crit on the Togekiss. That is unfortunate. Although one could say that Dugza gets a paralysis eventually. But still, I mean, no point in thinking of the hypotheticals when it's right here in front of your face, right? Like maybe he wouldn't have parried, maybe he would have gotten a recover. Who knows, right? But the fact that it crit on turn 37 sucks for Sabella. Very unfortunate. Don't know if he had to risk it or not because he has a Cell Steel, but that's a discussion for another day. Is this AV Conk? Or is this something else? I don't know. I don't quite know what this is. Seems like it's AV. Interesting. Yeah, after Togekiss goes down, you can see how Conk just pressures the rest of the team. Yeah, Sabella didn't really have much of a chance after that crit. Very unfortunate. Why do they run? I've seen this before. Why do they run soft boiled on Togekiss over Roost? Does anyone know? Anyone in the chat know? Why do they run soft boiled Togekiss over Roost? Is there a reason for that? Because this is not the first time I've seen it. IP and SCL in 2025? Dude, if he signs up for SCL in 2025, I'll give him $20. That shit is not happening. That shit is not happening. Alright, IP, if you want to make $20 though, sign up for SCL. There you go. Yeah, another black-white game. Batty versus Real FV. Batty's using HO. Real is using a Scrafty team. Hell no. You just don't like money, do you? I get it, man. Nah, I wouldn't sign up for SCL in 2025 either. Oh, Lord. Good thing Toga is in an SV. Oh my god, can you imagine Togekiss with Terra? Jeez Louise, man. I don't know, but I mean, I like leading Scrafty against HO, but letting it get taunted here is not that good because Scrafty is good against and then he sacks it. Scrafty's a Sharpedo check, it's a Mew check, it's even a Bisharp check, because low kick doesn't do too much and Iron Head is rare. It's also a Golurk check. So I think this is a blunder, unfortunately, from my guy. Where's the fight spam? Dude, fight spam is amazing. Fight spam is so good in this tier. Oh, Nasty Claw Fire Blast, goodbye. That does a lot. Unfortunate miss there. Not that it matters too much. Yeah, he wins the speed tie as well. Tough. The Bisharp just sets up now. Sucker punches the shell with Dark Gem, I assume. Yeah. Or it might just even raw Oko Shao without Dark Gem. I would not be surprised, man. Bisharp's very strong. Yeah. I feel like Dark Gem Bisharp's been picking up lately in Black White, be it on HO or even outside of HO. It's a pretty good set. I support it. I think, like I said earlier, gems need to be used a lot more than they currently are. I think gems are very, very good in Black White. Use them to your benefit. We see this lead Disruptor Grand Bull set getting a pair on the Omastar. Huge. We get a Spikes exchange. Oh, Hidden Power. What is that? HP ground? No, it wouldn't be ground. Is it ground? Or is it like electric or some shit? I'm not even sure. Pretty cool though. I feel like it's definitely ground, so you can pressure electric somewhat. Ground to hit like Magneton, I could see that. Like opposing Magneton, I mean. Yeah, that Omastar's low. Did manage to Thief though. I really like what Esta's been cooking with the Giraffe. I think the Giraffe is a fantastic one. Fantastic one, if I say so. Myself, probably electric. Yeah, I was thinking it might be ground as well to lure like opposing Magneton or stuff like that. Or you still hit Nidoqueen as a mid ground. You hit opposing Quillfish. I think it's ground. I mean, electric works for Gyarados, right? So it could be both. Who knows? Might just have to ask a welcome guest themselves. Oh, body slam crit. Sucks. Oh, I don't know how much it changed. This Hypno set just goes in. Although I wonder why he's not sending Mag in on it, because Mag can bypass it. But I guess Granbull did the jump. Oh, it's Restock with a Frustration Thunder. That's pretty cool at lead too. Sticks around if you needed to. Yeah, that's why Giraffe is so good. It's a Psychic that can pressure Magneton because of Earthquake. Sometimes they run Curse as well with Return and Earthquake. I think Estes is just like an all-out attacker of sorts. Yeah, cool mon. Cool mon that manages to get progress against all of these like standard-looking builds, especially the older builds from like even just 2-3 years ago. I really like that Giraffe bring from Esta. And this endgame seems inevitable because this jump left doesn't run attacks, right? So it's bound to get parried and it's bound to get hit by an attack. And yeah, there it is. Out of leeches. So the game is lost. We got Lolo versus Wu Qinying, right? Let's see how this goes. Oh, this is kind of cool. Sun plus 2 hard-hitting fires. I like Lolo's team too. I like the Ogerpon Thundecore. Keeps things offensive. Very cool. Double Steel too. I feel like I've never seen Double Steel. Weird Sun, yeah. It's a weird team. Very weird team. Doesn't Sandy Shocks get Weather Ball? You think they run Weather Ball on this team or Torn? You think they run Weather Ball on this fire team? That would be kind of cool, right? Oh, the Thunder Wave Hydreigon. Oof. Brutal. The Thundy's been O-code. The Tinkaton's been O-code. Sheesh. Yeah, and the Thunderous just goes in now. Because Tornadus doesn't check it with Terra anymore. Or you can even outspeed it, tank a hit, knock it off, force it to take rocks, etc. Maybe Torn, but I don't think Sandy has a reason. Yeah, Sandy Shocks kind of has like 4 moveset syndrome, doesn't it? So hard to fit. Yeah, the fire coverage doesn't really hit much too. That's a good point from you guys. Yeah, I was thinking Thundy might have had it for the Tink, but it never came up this game. Assuming Wu Chunying had it in the first place, right? But I digress. This is a Terra Fairy. Holy crap, that's kind of cool. For Hydrapple, it hits Hydrapple, and Zarude, it hits Zarude as well. I kind of like that. It hits Hydreigon. Wait, I kind of like that actually. I don't know how to feel about Sandy Shocks in general in 2025 SVUU, but pretty cool set. I like the applications. Like, I just thought of 3 Mons instantly. So the thought's definitely there. Arcanine's always so scary against these teams, man. But the entry points are limited, which helps. And I lost a pivot to bring it in Tornadus. It's definitely harder for it to make progress with the Torn gone. Oh, bulk up Conk. It ain't over till it's over. Although burning the Terra on Sandy Shocks means that Brave Bird trades efficiently with the Conk Elder, as you can see here. Terra Poison to seal it out. And this is just inevitable, right? Yeah. Well played from Lilo. It was pretty methodical against the Sun team with some hard hitters. Well played. Oh, we got some DPP. Fatty against Spitfire. Okay. Lead Scyther versus a Sash counter Houndoom. I love that. And I love how Fatty's aware of it too, and just hard switches. That is incredible awareness. I bet you if it was most other DPP players in this pool, they would have fallen bait to that counter turn. I missed chat. Apologies. Am I tripping, or is Ice not better? Ice might be better overall. I remember people would run that a lot in early SV, right? It was AV. Oh. Okay, so the defensive typing makes a lot more sense with AV. Kind of cool. Yeah, I can get behind that. I didn't even know it was AV. But I guess AV with Protosynthesis turns it into some sort of like hard hitter that has the bulk to make all those trades, right? So pretty cool stuff. I can get behind that. Oh, he's scouted Scarfed him. Yeah, I guess he could have scouted Scarfed him as well. Yeah. Valid for sure. Hitmontop. I see Fatty bring this one sometimes, but it seems so weird in Venusaur the tier. Sometimes it just seems awkward, right? Because it doesn't really have anything to punish Venusaur with. Oh shoot! Raw Ice Punch. That turn was metal. Wow. Good on Spitfire for that call out. CC does so much to Croak with its paper thin defenses. Wow. Oh, the Rhyperier's in. This mon's gonna wreak havoc. Yeah. There you go. Isn't this crazy? Look at this. Isn't that crazy? How it just tanks the Leaf Blade to the chin. And then Megahorn's back, I assume. Wow. Pretty sure Megahorn's a roll to KO as well. Even though Leafeon is high defense. Pretty sure I've seen Megahorns do like 88 after Rux. Might be a roll though. I wouldn't know it off the top of my head. Keeps the Skuntank around. Smart. Always got to keep it around for the late game Psychic. Oh, I remember this game now. Something involving Paras, right? On the UC, but I think Spitfire messed up by not resting a certain turn, if I'm not mistaken. That's HP Ground, by the way. Cool pick. Definitely does better against Registeel in the 1v1. Yeah, that crit is tough. I think someone said there was an opportunity to rest, but I don't see it. You got full paralyzed 2 turns, and then you got crit. Unless someone was suggesting switching or forcing the Lantern out and then bringing Yuxi in later to try and rest. Maybe that's what they were getting at. Or should have clicked Calm Mind once more. Okay, that I can see. Yeah, that I can see. For sure. Instead of Psychicking there. Yeah. I see that now. On turn 19. Rhyperier's back for more. Demon Mon. And Skuntank just cleans it up with Boom. Yeah. Wonder what the last was. Any guesses on the last? I have no clue. This team structure's kind of unique, right? I have no clue what it could be in the last slot. Should have clicked Calm Mind once more because of rolls, I agree, and then just rested if the para happened, then killed. Yeah, definitely with the Calm Mind boost, you would have had the opportunity to take it out in one. Or after a certain point, as much as it can protect and gain lefties back, at a certain point you just KO it with Psychic, or HP Ground, rather, because you have that, right? So, probably a misplay. Yeah. RNG is tough to complain about when you have an out against it. It's always been the case. Like, it's easy to just cope with the RNG, but if there was a route that could have prevented it, then the cope is invalid in my opinion, right? We got Rob versus Sayonara. Let me go back. U-turn on the Latias. Ooh, turn one. Tough. Rob loves his Infernapes, man. And he's got a pretty good matchup with it here. Especially because the Latias is low. Like, there's no fighting check anymore. Oh, tough Ice Punch. I guess he expected the Amoongus. Yeah, that Feraligator's good as gone now. Missy last? Oh, it could have been Missy. Yeah. As Hydreigon's a threat too after Klefki's gone, huh? Even if it's Scarf. Just does a lot. Infernape is back for a kill with close combat. He goes Arrow. He gets Rocks up with Arrow. Oh no. Oh no. I wonder if that was worth it. I don't think it was. Although the game's probably over at that point. No Magnet Rise on keys. Yeah. I feel like on these sorts of teams you have to run it, right? Yeah. You just have to run on these sorts of teams because it lets you get more spikes up, and then obviously you don't want to lean on Latias and Arrow as your ground immunes, right? You want those ones to flourish on their own and do offensive things instead of using it as a ground check. So yeah, I agree with the Magnet Rise keys call. Yeah, and then where's the rock resist, right? Right, Miku? No stone edge resist, so that one was free. Definitely don't know about getting rocks up there, but definitely made the game somewhat winnable. I mean, when there's a Scizor, there's a way, right? Maybe the ult's bulky enough to E1, but who knows? Maybe there's a way. Yeah, this game's pretty much over now, right? Swords Dance, Hidden Power, eats one, has to crit to break through, doesn't get the crit. And that is that. Well played by Rob. You got the important early Choice Banded U-turn off on the Letty, which is huge. And then made the Earthquake call against a non-Magnet Rise Klefki. Yeah, if you run those Klefki teams, definitely run Magnet Rise. For anyone who looks to use those in the future. Definitely a good idea. We got Rash versus... Is it Azik? Is it Azik? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Apologies if I have, but... cool Dark Span over here. With the Gyapdos. I like that. Dark plus Fighters, always it's an age-old combo. Rash has more of a methodical, spikes-based, sort of fatter team with a Gren to break through if need be. Also a cool build. Look at the Pheasant getting Toxic Chains off, Broken Mon. I like that set a lot. Wow. That is a cool Jirachi set. That is a super cool Jirachi set. Wow, look at that. Psychic Noise, Thunder, Energy Ball. So it breaks through Scarm, it breaks through Gastrodon, it checks Pheasantipity. Obviously checks Skeledirge because it can't recover, so it's Skeledirge is never free switching into it. I like this set a lot. Cool. Very cool set. I have a question. Why all use female Gren and not bait Battle Bond? Yeah, dude, it's similar to it's similar to how Coolio always gets mad in the UU Discord when people don't use shiny Raikou in Black White. It's the same thing, right? Like, some people just use non-shiny Raikou and they just don't bother for the bluffs, but I don't know, man. Some people just are lazy and don't really go for the bluffs anymore. It is a mid bluff to be sure, but I guess it matters. I think Battle Bond Gren was an event that was tied to male Greninja, so I think it carries on into SV, right? I think that's what the mechanic or whatever you call it is. Yeah, I think the bluff thing's overrated, but me personally, I always make my Raikou shiny. So Coolio never complains about me personally, but other people for sure. But I get it, the upside's just not there. Gren couldn't get much done in this matchup, eh? A lot of pivots, a lot of priority. A lot of pivots, holy crap. Does everything on this team have a pivot move? That's insane. That looks like a really fun team to use, wow. It's late game Scarm. This is as good as sealed, right? Yeah. Takes out the Terra. Really cool Jirachi set, I like that. I expect this Jirachi set to be used again because of how cool it is and how well it matches up into people who prefer these sorts of Gastrodon Scarm cores, which this is a common core, right, if I'm not mistaken. And it still does well against a lot of things in general because Psychic Noise is a broken move. So it's cool that the RUmon is getting usage in UU. We have another SM game here between Metallica and Uneros. Metallica's used this team a lot, and this team is old. Oh my god, you never see Bronzong anymore in this tier. Wow. How much time are we getting on the stream now? Oh, we're past an hour? Okay. I think we're past the halfway point. We'll be done within like another half an hour or so, if I had to guess. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, I missed a few turns because I was yapping. I'm sorry. Knock Emp, burn the Tenta, so you win that trade first. Although the Emp is also on a timer because of the exact same reasons. So they take each other out. This Terrakion's going to be hard pressed to find any sort of momentum here against the Hippowdon. Same with the Manectric. So I would say Metallica just has a natural matchup advantage here, just by Hippo's existence. With the ground immune gun, this Manectric is scary as well. So I think this is pretty straightforward now. Yeah, that gets a kill no matter what, right? Like, a Manectric might live one, but nobody's ever going hard Manec on that. And this is just a done deal. I mean, well played. I think the bulky water trade definitely worked out more for Metallica than it did for Uneros, because once the Tentacruel goes down, that's one less Scizor check. And Scizor is always going to be good against this sort of team. Because there's a Bronzong that it can set up on, there's a Terrakion it can bullet punch, and a Togekiss that it can bullet punch. And Manectric doesn't really hard switch into it, so something's definitely going every single turn. So that trade was very beneficial for Metallica. Good on him for identifying and going for it. We got Mine Knight versus who was the opponent here? I'm sorry for my ignorance. I should pay more attention to these things. Mine Knight versus Helm. Oh, so that's Helm. Okay. Did not recognize the alt. My old man. I don't keep up with these things much. But here we go. Cool offensive team from Helm. U-turn does not proc Toxic Chain. We get a Slowking pivot here. Ogerpon knocks off the helmet from Pheasant. The Arcanine comes in, and Mine Knight makes a crazy play to go Gren on the Flare Blitz, which worked out very nicely. Major play, major play. Helm gets him right back by going to the Pheasant on the Dark Pulse. And this was a huge turn, this turn 7, I'll go back to that. I don't know if I agree with this. But I think my Knight cannot really afford to pivot, right? Because the Slowking is a bit low, the Gren doesn't function as a check anymore. So I think Helm should have just... it's easy to say this in hindsight, right? But I think Helm should have just Flare Blitzed. Because my Knight's attacking here for sure. He cannot afford to not attack the Arcanine here. But he ends up getting free damage on it, which is very, very huge. Because the Arcanine cannot get as much done against this sort of team. It's on a timer now that it's on at 30%. However, it does pick up an important kill on the Excadrill, which could have done something in the late game, right? Just looking at this team. Huge kill. This sequence was huge. The bulk up Conkeldurr. My Knight commits to the double bulk up and gets a guts boost now. Unlucky or lucky, however you want to describe it. And yeah, this Conkeldurr is going down, but it is taking at least 2 months with it, and my Knight preserves it, which is smart. So now you get some low kicks loops with Torn and Slowking. The Conk is back, knocks off the Slowking. Forces the Fairy Terra, which is okay. But because it forces the Fairy Terra, it makes it so that Gren can use its Water Stab more freely. So pretty big interaction there. Specs Torn is pretty cool as well. I think had Helm not had to Terra Fairy the Slowking, I think Terra Flying Specs Tornadus would have actually been very, very scary to deal with here, because the Slowking gets 2 KO'd, right? X is close to 2 KO'd. Like, once it takes 1, obviously it's 2 KO'd from then on out. And yeah, Gren's the only offensive check because everything else gets 2 KO'd right after rocks. So very, very cool set. I wonder how things could have panned out if Helm had Terra Flying, which I expected it to be on Specs Torn. But shout out to my Knight, made some big plays with Conkeldurr. That's my guy, and he cleans up with Gren here. Oh, it's me versus Mickey. This game was pretty fun against a dear friend of mine. Kind of straightforward early game. Burn the eject button on the Amoonguss. This thing is a threat. This Lycanroc, like, my Seismitoad can check it once, but as you can see, every time it comes in, it chunks something for free. So, and I have to revenge it with Conk. Once Hydreigon gets low, I can't really revenge with Hydreigon. I can trade with Prim, but yeah, Lycan was a very, very, very scary mon to go up against. I get kind of lucky, I suppose, with the Stun Spore Mist. Like, if this was paralyzed, it definitely was healthier, but it may not have been able to attack because, you know, full para is in the mix and everything. It definitely mattered. I knock off the Mence. We exchange Toxics, which is huge on this Mence because now I get to maintain Rock's advantage. I think I get a Toxic off on the Slowking here, yep. And now it's just pretty straightforward. The Zygarde comes in, 1,000 arrows. This forces a stalemate where it tanks 1,000 arrows, and if it outrages, then Primarina can revenge. The Lycanroc comes back in and it gets a SD, so really, really, really scary set. Really scary set. I think, yeah, I think Mickey, you played a little too safe early in the game, but because it's SD Lycan, I think you would have to play like so aggressive, right? To be able to get some good momentum against this team. You definitely could have lured the Jirachi with Crunch. For sure, I could have seen that happening. Hydreigon just needs a little bit of damage before it falls to +2 Accelerock. +2 Stone Edge just blows Primarina out of the water. Excuse me. And Seismitoad just needs a little bit of damage before +2 CC gets rid of it. So yeah, it definitely picks up a kill every single time. This was a very scary set. If you were a little more aggressive, maybe it gets a kill or two. But fortunately for me, Life Orb also means that it's taking rocks and Life Orb, so it's easy to check in that aspect where it kind of just forces itself to faint, right? This turn I managed to get a CM and then Ice Beam. Ice Beam does like 84 minimum, I think, to the standard Amoonguss. So I don't think the crit mattered. Maybe you had more Spadef, but yeah. I think this turn you CC. It's better for Conk if you Mach Punch. Oh, you mean turn 24? Dude, I was getting cooked. I was getting cooked over here. So my mindset was I have to get back into this game because I was also playing kind of passive. It was just such a gut play. I was like, he's probably gonna keep Lycanroc. He's gonna try to get one more with it because it's his big breaker. It's probably the best mon against my team, right? It's the best mon. Like Zygarde can get one, but then it gets revenged. So I think Lycanroc was the best mon. So I knew you wanted to keep it, which is why I went for that Facade. It was very, very risky. Like, I don't think this is a good play. I'll say that. I don't think it was a good play at all. It was a risky play that fortunately worked out for me. But yeah, definitely changed the game. If you stayed in and called me out, that would have been fantastic. Like, I would have given you full credit. But hard play to make, right? Because you want to keep this and you know it looks so good against my team. So there are a lot of mind games there. The Primarina trades against the Lycanroc, so now it's just a waiting game, and it's a matter of not letting the Swords Dance Cobalion get out of hand. Dark Pulse is free with the Cobalion low, so managed to get some progress with it. I think this might have been a blunder, turn 36. By letting Hydreigon die, I think the Cobalion can get out of hand a little bit because I can't revenge it. And Dark Pulse looks really good, right? So, oh yeah, it wasn't Stone Edge, yeah. He revealed the set to me after. It was a Close Combat Crunch Accelerock. So, I think it did live a Stone Edge. It would have had to crit to kill. But Stone Edge crit definitely might have changed it. Who knows? Revenge the Zydog there. Cobalion comes in. I decide to save it. There's no reason for me to risk Primarina there. So I force it out with Salamence. Cobalion comes back in. I force it out with Conk. Get a kill here with Conk. Go back to Prim. I go for Scald here just because I can, because if you Iron Head, I'm in Torrent range and it KOs, obviously. Got the flinch, which was a little unlucky, but it's fine. Primarina goes down. And now the game gets kind of ugly because you keep teleporting and the Cobalion keeps getting healthier. So I definitely misplayed. There was a turn where I could have U-turned into Conk when Cobalion was still low and the Slowking was still low. Because it eats a Scald, right? So I just pick a kill and then and confirm the win. But I definitely played the worst route, where I let the Cobalion heal up, and then I get a little lucky with this turn, turn 61, where I get the confusion and you hit yourself. And then, yeah, Mach Punch cleans. So a little bit of luck here and there. Yeah, that was a big turn to miss, honestly. Probably on me for not playing SS in a very long time. Yeah, definitely on me for missing that out. But fortunately, I'm able to get it done. We got Shiba ADV. This game was fun. It was against Parpar. I really liked this game. I remember enjoying it. This was such an unfortunate turn one. It's funny too, because he thieves the choice band from Granbull, so Omastar pretty much like doesn't get anything out of it. Usually it looks to thief lefties. Yeah, overall good game, Mikyu. I always enjoy playing against you. Maybe we'll get to do it again. Maybe in SS, maybe in another tier. Who knows? If both of our teams make it to playoffs. So let's see. Thief the CB was really funny. I was laughing my butt off when that happened live. But yeah, we see a Swords Dance Tentacruel, which gets stopped by a Kabutops, which you never. This is like an ADV Arumon, so pretty cool of Parpar to bring it. And that I assume is HP Ground, which does a lot. Surprised it didn't KO the Electabuzz. I'm very surprised. But maybe because it's lefties. Usually in ADV RU, Kabutops runs Choice Band. Maybe that's why I expected it to kill. So there you go. Electabuzz is a pretty rare bring too. You usually never see that anymore. Counter Kang was huge there on the Granbull. Completely flips that interaction. But here we go. It's a bit of trading here. Get a spike up, so the Electabuzz goes down. You get it. You get the Electrode and Pataya range where you can E-speed it. It gets the static off, which matters a lot for this turn because the Gligar comes back in. And that crit is huge because now the Missy cannot check Gligar. And you'll see why that ends up mattering in a few turns. So it gets the Swords Dance here, takes out Arcanine and Kangaskhan and the Kabutops because this was weird. Like, this Gligar is not max speed, but the Kabutops was also not max speed, which I don't know why you wouldn't run max speed on this mod. Maybe there's some benchmark for bulk that it hits, but yeah, it was slow for some reason, and Gligar outsped it, which would have been huge if it got a Hydro off. This game might have been different. Might have been different. But yeah, the rest of it's inevitable. The Gligar ends up sweeping. So, good game from Shiba. Unfortunate for Parpar that his Kabutops didn't have a bit of speed that was necessary. Oh, IP versus Hacker. I really enjoyed this game as well. You see, I think this is an Atom team with Choice Band, Bisharp, Z Lottie, and the usual suspects on this sort of arrow sand structure that you see. IP's using a team similar to the one that Adam used with the same cool Mew set where it runs Z Fight. So we'll see what sort of impact that has here. Get early rocks with Seismitoad. I wasn't sure about the spore on the Manectric here, because well, I get it because Manect doesn't really get to do much against Hippo teams. I don't know if you had Toxic on this or not. Probably didn't, which is why you let this sleep. But this turn was dangerous, as you can see, because the Intimidate gives it +1 after Defiant. And then the Infernape lives on 1 HP from the Choice Band Bisharp. Very, very clutch. So you force it out, get some damage on the Lottie, which is good. Get the Klefki in. And now Klefki gets spikes up. You sack the Infernape. And this turn is huge. From Hacker's POV, I'm guessing he didn't watch the Atom game. No Toxin, I thought. With Hippo Arrow, it was the best sleep sack. Yeah, I get it. I get it. After realizing it was no Toxic, it definitely makes sense. Because everything else is more valuable. So, valid for sure. I think Hacker definitely didn't watch the Atom Zern game from earlier in the week. Otherwise, he would have been aware of this. Because I think he thought... he was under the impression it was a... he was under the impression that it was some sort of Rocks Wisp set, so he was fine with that knock trade, apparently. But yeah, all out pummeling does the job, takes it out. Really cool turn. This Mew set's awesome. You guys should build with it and use it if you play SMUU in the future. Very, very cool set. Nasty Plot, Focus Blast, Psyshock, and Volt Switch. You can shuffle moves around, but I believe that's what Adam and IP brought in their games. Oh, what's up, my Knight? My guy. My superstar SV player. But yeah, with Bisharp gone, this Hydreigon kind of clicks Dark Pulse for free, doesn't it? Good call on the Seismitoad. I believe it's Bolt Beam Lottie on this, so it is kind of walled by Seismitoad. Initially, at least. But yeah, Gigavolt Havoc fails to KO the Klefki. We run Play Rough just for this very interaction, so manages to get the job done. I'm chilling, my Knight. What's up with you, man? How's everything going? How's your Monday treating you? Good, I hope. Meanwhile, IP gets more spikes up. Very good trade with the Klefki, managing to take out the Lottie and get the necessary spikes up. And yeah, Empoleon does not manage to defog, so the hazards are staying up. This was a bit of a misplay, although it didn't matter because IP fabulously crit the Draco. But yeah, because it was Whirlwind Hippo on this team, Dark Pulse was pretty free. So you just click it and you get your free damage off. But Draco did crit. So what's done is done. And Hacker forfeits because the game is pretty much over at that point. Because Mew makes progress against Amoonguss without a sleep sack, and Arrow is walled by Seismitoad. So pretty cool SM game, and that Mew set is truly dominant in the 2 games that it was featured this last week. Really cool set. I'll breeze through this game because it's GSC. But yeah, Piloswine gets an early crit on Grand Bull, which limits what he can do for the rest of the game. Fiend doubles it back in to try to get some more lefties. But yeah, you see some Quill spikes trade-offs. Quag comes back in, pressures the Toys, forces it to rest. Toys manages to pull a Sleep Talk, Rapid Spin, so the hazards are off. I think it's this turn. And then the Giraffe comes in. Esta used a all-out attacking Giraffe. Meanwhile, we used a Curse, Return, Earthquake, Thunder Giraffe, which breaks a lot of mons and trades, as you can see, against the Haunter. This mon is so scary with a spike up. Oh my goodness. Thank God it doesn't get Swords Dance in this gen, man. Thank God. Because if this mon got Swords Dance, I doubt it would be GSC with a spike. You can see how annoying Screech is all by itself. Just forces things out and gets, especially on sleeping targets. I think once your checks to Feraligatr are sleeping, that's when it truly shines and makes some good progress, as you can see. You get some Blastoise Quillfish interactions again. Blastoise ends up on top because it outspeeds after the Curse. Pretty pivotal interaction in GSC, yeah. You see that all the time. Blastoise versus Quillfish. Get some damage off. The crit was very fortunate, I will admit, against the Feraligatr. But yeah, this is just a dance at this point, where the Feraligatr and Girafarig take turns staring at each other while they make progress. So I will skip through this. Surf Toys does make decent progress here. Like it does enough damage to Gator where it can beat it over time. Amph is healthy though, as you can see. And yeah, you can see how scary the Screech Feraligatr is. We finally send out Aerodactyl, so it's another hard hitter in the mix. 130 turn game. Look at that, man. Isn't GSC so fun to watch? But we get a Curse up with Girafarig. Manages to take out the Piloswine. We do a lot of damage to the Feraligatr, and now we find that the Feraligatr gets caught by the Earthquake, and the game is over. So yeah, some RNG in there. Unfortunate crit on the Grand Bull, unfortunate crit on, what was it? The Blastoise, I think? Oh, the early crit on the Feraligatr with Sludge Bomb from Quill. Yeah, that was huge as well. But yeah, what's GSC without a bit of RNG, right? That's just how the gen goes sometimes. We got Tack versus Aldo. Nice catch with HP Grass. Almost takes out the Rhyperior. Pretty good trade. Aldo gets her right back with the Pursuit turn, which does enough to zap, leaving it at 25 after rocks if they go up. This was a very good catch with Grass Knot against the Rhyperior. Rock Blast does get 4 hits though, so the Zatsu's out of commission. And with Rhyperior being low, Weavile kind of goes in. Rhyperior is also already a very soft check to Weavile, but with it gone, Weavile just spams. You know, it stabs relatively freely. It kind of has to guess between Slowbro and Miansha, but it's good enough. Good U-turn to get some momentum back. And then we see a Calm Mind Cresselia, which is something you usually don't see in this tier. Although it truly doesn't get to shine in this matchup because it gets paralyzed by a Body Slam on the first attempt. A bit unfortunate. Although perhaps inevitable, one could say, because of how body slam pair RNG works over the course of what, 3 or 4 turns. It's just bound to happen mathematically, right? So inevitable. You said you prefer HP Grasp with Amp for Quag. Yeah, it definitely flips that matchup on his head, for sure. It doesn't hit Needle Queen, which kind of sucks. But if your team is weak to Quagsire, then I've definitely seen it before. Yeah, I've even seen it in ADV because of Quagsire being a bit more common these days. Yeah, the Life Orb Zap goes down. You see Life Orb Weavile do a lot once rocks aren't up, courtesy of Zatu. So pretty cool bring. I like that. Life Orb Zatu, or Life Orb Weavile plus the Zatu. And this game is pretty much inevitable because this Cofagrigus comes in and pretty much seals the game alongside Weavile. So all the plays is safe and he wins. We got LPZ against Hydronix. LPZ is using a pretty dated team. I think I built this in like 2019 or something, man. So surprised it's still getting used, but just a basic spikes sort of thing with Scarf Moxie Crook, which is underrated. Mew, which taunts and is a general disruptor. SD Cobalion, which can get things done in a pinch. Yeah, pretty cool. I think Hydronix is using an older Punny team as well. I think Punny used this, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, cool matchup. These double crooks, very rare to see that in the same black-white game. You see that the Mew dodges Glare, unfortunately, and wisps the Drud in return. So the Drud is on a timer, as is the Blastoise. And the Togekiss comes and heal bells it all off, which is good. But the fact that the Togekiss is heal bell means that it cannot break through Zap, had it been Thunder Wave, so Zap is a hard check. Finally manages to glare the Mew, which is huge for Togekiss, and wherever this Mew is concerned, it doesn't do as much. Let's see. Manages to burn the Zapdos. The Mew gets low. We're para-fishing now. We get 1. Manages to heal back up though. The Psyshock crit is unfortunate. LPZ manages to get rocks up. Zap dodges the glare. So a lot of RNG in this game, unfortunately. We Dragon Tail the Togekiss out, bringing the Blastoise. HP ices the Drud for a lot. The Zapdos finally gets glared. Got the double para standoff. So yeah, pretty drawn out game for black-white standards. Both are kind of dancing around each other. What are my thoughts on black-white Crook? I think black-white Crook is underrated. I think Scarf is the best set, but Band is definitely underrated because it can get the jump on like Zaps trying to come in and check it, assuming it's Scarf. I think Rocks is okay. Rocks is not that good, in my opinion. I think there are better rockers. And it being Rocks as your ground type means that you can't really check electric, so you probably need something like a Snorlax alongside it. But underrated mon for sure. I think Intimidate's always a good ability, right? It gets Aerial Ace, which I like running on Scarf because it catches Heracross, catches Virizion, which are supposed checks to it, right? So I think it's a cool mon. My favorite is just Moxie with spikes because it's straightforward. But Band is definitely valid, and Rocks can be valid if you have another electric check, so why not? Definitely needs to be used more. It's one of those mons in black-white. It's better than people give it credit for. But yeah, this game is drawn out, man. Look at this. This is one of the longest black-white games I've seen in recent memory. That sucks. The double para on Zap. It definitely could have done something with that, but one could say there was an opportunity where Hydronix did not heal Bell, which put him in that position, right? Get some big damage off on the Cobalion with Earthquake, so the Cobalion's probably out for the count after being parried. A lot of paralysis being spread here, man. But yeah, very drawn out game, which ends in an early forfeit because the Crocodile goes down. So yeah, weird black-white game. I don't really think, man, how do I say this? I don't really think it's optimal for people to be playing like this in black white. I will say this from both ends, where we're playing to get hazards up rather than enabling something like the Mew, for example. Because if you wisp taunt everything on this team, it's hard for Hydronics to make progress, right? With this wisp taunt Mew that outspeeds Togekiss, does not even feint to full or from the Crocodile, should it choose to do anything. And yeah, you have a Rose Raid for the Blastoise, so you never have to risk the Scald Burn or anything. You never have to risk Glare from Dredagon because you just taunt it every time. And then it tanks everything from Zapdos. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it got paralyzed, but I definitely expected more out of this Mew. Yeah, unfortunate that it got parried. Maybe it would have done more otherwise, but that's that. We're almost there. I won't cover the RBY game, but I'll cover Dunox DPP against Zeri. So we got Knockoff Clef, we got Rocks Clef, okay. Lead Thunder Wave Miss Magius. I have not seen Thunder Wave in a minute. A valid move, as always. We got Sub Punch. I assume it's Sub Punch Toxicroak, which is very, very cool against Milo teams. I like that for sure. I don't know about Gunk Shot though, man. I'd rather run like Poison Jab, because Gunk has terrible accuracy in Gen 4. I think it's 70 accuracy in Gen 4 before it got buffed to 80. So, or was it ever 80? Am I bugging? I feel like it got buffed to 80, right? Anyhow, I feel like Gunk's just doesn't really do much in DPP. Just run Poison Jab at that point. Yeah, and as you can see here, like that miss is very annoying. Oh, a Slowbro as well. It's weird to see this mon in DPP, especially because of the absence of regen, which means Mega Horn Ripe obviously gets the jump on it, and then it stays low if it's forced to switch out, right? So, not exactly a fan of, yeah, as you can see, I saw the future, man. But, yeah, not exactly a fan of Slowbro. I think there are better bulky waters. I don't think it's a great fighting check, really, when others exist, but to each their own. Yeah, you can see how this Rhyperior is just going in and trading versus everything. Mega Horn gets the UUCL, and Dunox gets decent progress against the sleeping Mismagus, and Ice Punch cleans. My bad for the miss. What missed? I think I missed that. No pun intended. What missed? The Gunk Shot miss, I assume? That's the only one I caught, right? Gunk Shot miss on the Venusaur. Okay, that would have done a lot. Oh, the double miss. Okay, yeah, that's what he's talking about. Mattered for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I see that now. The two Gunks back to back. Mattered for sure, man. But, yeah. Who can say? I don't think it made much of a difference. I think Rhyperior still did what it was going to do. Because remember, if Toxicroak doesn't have a sub up, it's walled by Rhyperior because it can't focus punch, right? So Rhyperior just gets to do what it wants against a team like this. Especially because it's faster and does a lot with Mega Horn to the Slowbro. You missed 3 Gunks out of 4 or 5. Yeah, you did click it a lot, 5 times. Gunk Shot. Missed one against the Veno, missed one against the Uxie, missed another one against the Uxie. Oh man. I didn't even, yeah, wow. That's tough. That is tough. Might have changed the game, who knows. But I still think Rhyperior just, yeah, that's as good of a matchup that sub Rhyperior can get. It would have been tough. But yeah. Close DPP game. So, like I said, I won't be watching RBY much because I might miss details. I might sound ignorant, and I want to respect the RBY players, and we have people who cover RBY. So I trust them. I trust their judgment over mine. So I won't be watching RBY. But that's week 2 done and over with. Now we can do week 3 predictions. All right. So here we go. Oh, here we go. Copy paste this. Bring this down here. All right, and I'll kind of run through these. I won't be covering RBY as I said because we've had Phil and AM. Shout outs to them. We've had them predict RBY already, so I will predict the rest of the games. So we have Hallam versus Wu Chunying, and I think both of them lost last week. Let's see what teams are we looking at. The Monster Carrots and Low Kicks. So Hallam is 1-1, won against Felly week 1, lost against My Knight last week. And meanwhile, Wu Chunying is featuring something similar where he won against Eternally and he lost against Axelilla. I think. Are you signing up to use Grammarly? No, I was looking to turn it off, bro, because like this is annoying just seeing this. I was trying to turn it off, but yeah. I think Hallam is the better player overall, and I think his game last week was closer than Wu Chunying's was. So it's a slight bold. Like I'm talking like 55-45 levels of slight. Would not be surprised if Wu Chunying won this. But based on the games that we saw, I think Hallam's game was slightly closer. We have Lax and SV. Okay, so Lax is in SV now. Against 691. Very cool. I think I can turn it off here, right? Okay, there you go. Sure. Whatever. I'll deal with it. Lax versus 691. So Lax, this is his first week in SV. Oh no. Is it? No, yeah, it is his first week in SV, despite being 2-0 in SM, which is surprising. Not so surprising, actually, once you notice that SM was not played, so this makes sense. And 6-9, I'm so stupid, man. 691 is 1-1. He won against Sabella week 1, and then the game that we watched against Apple, where he lost. Apple won that in a dominant fashion, and seeing that Lax is 2-0, I think Lax has a bit of momentum here, whereas 691 struggled a bit last week. But look, I see 691 as being like one of the underrated SV players of our time. Like I think at the end of the gen, he could be top 10, right? Like I'm a big fan of this guy, but I think as it stands with current momentum and how last week went for both of these guys, I will favor Lax again, albeit slightly. We got SS, we got Zern versus Moot Moot. I think this is Moot Moot's first game. Yeah, Moot hasn't been played yet. I think historically, Moot has a lot more game time in SS. Zern obviously knows what's going on. I'm sure he can pick it up easily. So yeah, definitely will be cool. I expect Mickey will be helping Zern build in SS, and Mickey's been very active in SS. So I think playing ability matters a lot in this gen because of how drawn out the loops can be. So again, slight edge to Zern. In SS again, we've got Jojen versus Dunox. Personally, I've seen Dunox play SS at more of a high level than Jojen when it was current gen. So I will be bolding him off of that. And Dunox has a long history in SSUU. I'm pretty sure that's the tier he started in, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. ORS, we've got Pac versus BP. Pac is the godfather of ORS UU. It would be a sin to not bold him. I know BP's been getting his wins. Wins? Plural? Win? Singular win. Week 1 against Avarice. So he definitely... Look, he's going to bring something offbeat. He's going to bring something unique. Might surprise Pac, might not surprise Pac. Who knows? Maybe Pac will account for it and bring some anti-BS tech. Who knows? But for now, I will be bolding the Godfather. On Black-White, we've got Aldo versus one of the best Black-White players of all time in Liam. And based off of that description alone, I am inclined to bold Liam. Because... Aldo's had some hitches in previous games. I think in previous times when he has played Liam has ended up on top. So I'll be bolding him just off of pure history. In DPP, we've got Django versus Jack Hustler. Jack Hustler, I think, won. Jack Hustler, he won DPP Cup last year, right? Because this year's is ongoing, of course. So I think it was last year that he won DPP Cup, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, I don't think Django's done much in DPP UU per se, so I'm inclined to bold Jack Hustler just based off of prior results, if that makes sense. We got Charm, we got double ADV, which is kind of cool. Charm versus Crying. I know Charm has played this tier more, although he is winless as of now in that lone game against Hasup. Meanwhile, Crying is 2-0 in different tiers as well. One in SS against Mimi and one versus Attribute and ADV. I think the win against Attribute, albeit with the crits and whatever, was more convincing as of now. I rate Charm very highly in ADV. I think his approach to the tier is pretty underrated, and after UUPL, people should definitely give Charm more credit. But I think as of now, Crying has a bit more momentum, especially after beating Attribute in ADV. So slight bold to Crying. ADV, we've got Mickey versus a welcome guest. I think Mickey has played this tier and knows this tier a lot more, so I will be bolding my dear friend. And in RBY, we've got the Chungler versus Maris Bonneville. I think the Chungler's been on a horrendous RNG streak from what I've heard. Like I said, I won't be reading into RBY much, but if I had to favor someone, I'd favor Maris, because I don't think, well, I hope his RNG turns around, but it seems that people also rate Maris's natural skill more highly, as you can see. So there we have it. And in the future, I'll default the RBY stuff to my friends who have posted predictions before me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5-4. Pretty close series, right? I mean, if you consider, or on paper, to me, it's a very close series. And if you account for the RBY, I mean, it's a 5-5 tie, right? So let's just say 5-5, based on what the people above me have predicted. So now moving on to the Soldu Syndicate versus the Twinketons. We got TJ versus Isaac. I really like that Jirachi set that he brought. Let's see how TJ's doing. Syndicates. So TJ's 1-1. He won against K Steve in SV week 1. Lost against Felly week 2. Although it was due to luck, right? So this is a pretty close matchup, I would say. I think we've got some insanely creative SV building from the Twinketon side, and we've got someone more seasoned and consistent in TJ from the Syndicates. Tough to say, really tough to say. But if I had to pick one, I'd bolt TJ, just because he got RNG last week and he seemed to be in control. But very slight. Like I'm talking like 51-49 levels of slight. So we'll see how this game actually goes. We've got the, what was it, UULT semifinalist in Mint Winter. So good to see Mint Winter getting a start in SV versus Sabella, someone who's been around for a minute. If we look at records, Syndicate. So Mint Winter is debuting in UUCL, and meanwhile Sabella is 0-2 against 691 and Dugza. My playlist goes hard. I got you, bro. I got you with the heat. I'll send it after. But yeah, Sabella's in a bit of a rut right now, unfortunately. It's my guy and all. Hate to see your friends in ruts, but as it stands, I think Mint Winter had a good run in UULT. Oh, what the hell just happened? Mint Winter had a good run in SV in the previous UULT, and the meta hasn't changed much since then. So one could suggest that Mint has a better handle on the meta than Sabella, who is currently 0-2, floundering a little bit. So we'll bold Mint Winter for now. In SS, we've got Drip Legend versus Avarice. I am a huge Drip fan. I love my guy Drip, but Avarice, I think, has spent a lot more time in SS, can bring a variety of teams. So, thoughts and prayers to Drip in the builder. Who knows how this one will turn out? Who knows what Avarice will bring? But off of history, off of raw skill, I will be building Avarice. In SM, we've got Seraphs versus my guy IP. All right. I think IP's looked really damn good in SM, and I haven't seen Seraphs play it before. Granted, Seraphs is a good player. He's been signing up for a lot of different tours, so he's getting he's proving himself as a tour player, as a player who can naturally play well in games, despite having little knowledge of set tiers. But I think SM is IP's stomping ground. I will be bolding him just based off of history, until proven otherwise. In Oras, we've got Lissa versus Etern. I have not seen Eternally in Oras ever. I must admit, maybe he played it when it was current gen. I'm not aware, but I think in recent tours, he's mostly been an SV guy, right? Eternally has. Sometimes in SM. I know that was like a few years ago at this point. I know. I think I was supporting a friend's team where he was playing SM for my friend, but yeah, I assume he started in Oras, but he was more of a NU player more than anything. Not too sure about UU, so I will be bolding Lissa just based off of that, because Liss has games in Oras, and Liss generally plays well, knows what she's doing. So I will be bolding her based off of that merit alone. In DPP, we've got Beats Black versus Corp. I really like how Corp played his game last week, and I think he's generally skilled at DPP. More proven, definitely, be it in UU Classic runs in the past in DPP Cup, or his win from last week, compared to Beats Black, who I've seen Beats Black play DPP. They play at a decent level, but I think I just rate Corp higher based off of what I've seen personally. I may be uninformed, who knows, but as of now, I will be building my guy Corp. We got double ADV again. My god, people love ADV, huh? We got Fatty versus Milk. I think Milk is doing very well for himself as far as extending his reach goes to ADV lower tiers. But Fatty is Fatty, man. Fatty is Fatty. I would not bold many people against Fatty in DPP and ADV. I think he just has a strong hold on it. So Milk has his work cut out for him. But if I had to give it numbers, I would give it like a 60-40. Like, it's not really one-sided at all. Fatty's established, but Milk knows what he's doing. So I would not be surprised if this game was close, or if Milk ended up on top. Call that trying to play both sides, but I truly believe that. ADV, we've got Shiba versus LPZ. This is more even than people think, because I rate LPZ's ADV highly. I know he hasn't played it in a long time. It's been some years, and that he's played tiers like Black, White, or even GSC more in recent memory, or DPP. I mean to say, remember he had like that incredible run in that one UUCL where he won like 10-0, 11-0 or something for the winning team. But yeah, I think as of now, 2025 Shiba, baby. Can't really predict against him, right? So there we go. We got Real FE versus Indulge in Dreams in GSC. I think both know what they're doing in GSC for sure. But I think Real FE's had more results in UU team tours in GSC by far. So I will be bolding him. In RBY, let's see what our friends have to say. Looks like a double bold for Ta, so we will be bolding Ta as well. Alright. And pretty one-sided on paper for the Syndicate. Anything can happen. This is just, my personal bias speaking here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're predicting a 7-3. I know I did say a lot of these games would be close, so we'll see how it pans out. Definitely, I think both SV can afford to be close. I think SS and SM will be pretty one-sided, me personally. but I'm willing to be proven wrong. I think Oras will be kind of close. I think Etern as a pilot can swing this around. And he's familiar with Oras as a gen. DPP will be close. Both ADVs will be close. GSC and RBY always have the potential to be close. So the 7-3 is not really a dominant 7-3. It's quite even in my eyes. I will not be predicting my own team's games. That is cursed. Don't ask me to do that. Goodbye. And we got one more team with the music playing in the background, as fitting as it is. In SV, we've got Tree making an appearance in SV, a reappearance, in fact, versus Apple. I don't know if Tree's kept up with this meta. I assume he took part in that ladder tournament. I know he's a grinder. I'm sure if I pulled up the ladder tournament thread, I would see his name on it. So I assume he's kept up with it. But as far as recent tournament results goes and consistency goes, I think Apple's been doing slightly better. So I'd give it like a 55-45. How about that? In favor of Apple. In SV, we've got Career Ended versus Lolo. I think Lolo's been killing it this tour. Isn't Lolo 2-0? Vanillux is... Lolo's 2-0, yeah. So I think Lolo's making a good name for herself. Do our team, what the fuck? No, bro, it's cursed. If I predict our team, we're gonna go like 0-10. I don't want to go 0-10. So I will not be predicting our team, no. I believe in you though, my knight. You know I always believe in you. But yeah, continuing these games. In SS we've got Dugza versus Passion. I know Dugza played last week and won. In SS specifically, didn't he? What team is this? Ambipoms? Ambipoms. Dugza. Won against Sabella in SS, yes. Versus Passion. I think Passion's been shuffling around a little bit, right? Just like me, from tier to tier. So, respect, honestly. SS and Oras. Oh, Passion. Oh, SS is this week. Played 2 weeks at Oras, and now is hopping to SS. I think I'll bowl Dugza slightly, just based off of track record and the momentum from last week. Though Passion is a very strong player, Passion could definitely take it. Would not be surprised. SM, we've got Hacker versus Hex. I think Hackers is a slightly better player. Last week was lost mainly due to set knowledge from a prior game. Had he watched that game, that game might have gone differently. But I think he's had better records in previous tournaments in SM. Meanwhile, Hex has played this tier before. I've seen some good stuff, but I rate Hacker slightly higher, so I will be bolding Hacker. Or else we've got Hydronics versus Lycans. Lycans is just a beast, man. He's one of the best Oras players of all time. Hydronics is honestly really, really good at Oras. I think Oras might be his best gen, but he's going to have his work cut out for him. I think he's going to have to try to beat Lycans in the builder if he wants to stand a chance. So it starts from there. So yeah, I'll be bolding Lycans for now. He's just one of the top dogs of Oras. This game is close, man. This game is close. Boof versus Slip. Slip is in incredible form right now. Boof always knows what they have been doing in Black-White, V-Gen. They've supported many great Black-White players over the years. Punny is the first one that comes to mind. So they definitely know what they're doing in Black-White. Slip has a hot streak though, so I don't know, man. This is like one of the few moments where I'm tempted to just do the cop out and just like I can't pick, right? I genuinely can't. It's tough. It truly is. I genuinely think I hope it's a good game. I hope there's no game breaking RNG. I really like both players a lot. They're both really good friends. You think Boof wins, Mickey? Yeah. Maybe a slight edge to Boof, who knows? But I'll leave this. As a respect to both players, I'll leave this, going right down, 50-50, down the middle. In DPP, Drud versus Ziri. I wasn't really convinced with Ziri last week. Drud's been a lot more successful in DPP, so I will be bolding Drud. This is, honestly, could be highlight of the week here. Umbri versus Attribute. I think Attribute's 1-1. I think Umbri... what team is this? Ambipoms? Umbri is 2-0 in SS. Signed up initially to ADV, so definitely a close game. I think in situations like these, you rate the support, or you rate this matchup via support. So Attribute has Apple in his corner, and obviously has access to UUPL team. I mean, they were on the same UUPL team, right? The winning team. But Attribute has access to Faded Charms teams, or Charm Rise teams, sorry. Yeah, definitely knows enough to be building on his own at this point. I would think. ADV is not a hard tier to pick up and build. I think Umbri has slightly better support though in Boof, because ADV was Boof's gen. Let's not forget. And I think Umbri's a slightly more precise player when it comes to winning the mid game than Attribute is. And that's mostly because of the relative inexperience in ADV the gen. Like Umbri's played ADV, OU, and SPL and stuff, right? So I know Attributes has his big moments in ADV as well. But as it stands, I'll slightly bold Umbri. Just me personally, I rate Umbri higher. Umbri's having the slightly better tournament, albeit we've only gone through 2 weeks. But yeah, this is like a 51-49 game, maybe even like a 50.5, 49.5 sort of game. Very, very close. I hope it's a good game. I truly do. In GSC, we've got Eva versus Esta. Dude, honestly, this is a really good one too. Eva's been on a good streak lately. She threw me in the trash and cup. Yep, that's Umbri, man. She do be doing that. But yeah, Eva versus Esta. This is pretty close, man. This is like very, very close. Esta's one of the goats of GSC, obviously, but Eva's been on a hot streak. I think I will go with history. I think Esta has the potential to win in the builder as well, so I think that's my X factor here, in Esta versus Eva. And then RBY. Let's see who people picked between Mel and Phil. We've got one bold against Mel. Obviously, Phil chose not to predict for the home team, which is respectable. So yeah, we'll just be bolding Mel off of the above evidence. And there you have it. Let's see how many we've got for the Amicon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So this is a 5 versus 4. Yeah, very close series, as you can see, because I really cannot choose a better black-white player in good faith. I think Slips on a very good run, and Boof's got history in this tier. But yeah, there you have it, man. We finally got there in the end. 2 hours in, but we got the week 2 recap and the week 3 predictions. Kind of long-winded, but if you're still here, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for keeping me company. Do appreciate the vibes. I appreciate my friends being here for a rare 2025 return to casting. Maybe we'll do it again. Who knows? But until that next time, thank you for sticking around. Pay attention to this week. This week features a lot of close series, as we've predicted. A lot of good games, as you can see. And we'll see how it all goes down by this time next week. So thanks for sticking around, guys. I really appreciate it. It's been good vibes. Until next time, maybe I'll do another one of these next week. If I have the motivation, we'll see. Maybe we'll get some friends on too. Who knows? But until next time, it's been real. It's been fun. And it's been real fun. Take care, guys. Peace.